Everything's completely cleaned up. This is where they stood. This is the fence that was around it. Um, there's one of the cameras, and this is one of the surveillance cameras that caught. And for everybody that was saying it was snow, this is what this is. The sand is. I don't know why they even thought it would be snow, but this is where they actually stood right here. Right there, X marks the spot, I guess. That's where the center stone was. Somebody's already done some kind of writing here. Um, they're already putting initials in the ground. The GBI was here until yesterday. This is where the time capsule was supposed to have been, and they dug it up and they covered it back up. Um, they are some pieces of the left here. I'm going to take a few pieces. This is where there was a monument that told about the Guidestones, and it stood about 3 foot up in the air. And I mean, I can't believe they cleaned all this up in this short period of time. But it's like they never were here. Um, Here are some pieces of the Guidestones that were blowed up right here. I'm gonna grab a few pieces of that. I'm sure people will be out here picking this up. There's another piece of it. But yeah, this is where the time capsule supposed to have been, where this red dirt is. And they only went down 6 foot, and they stopped. And this is the other security camera that caught the guy running. This security camera has the date and time, and then the security camera over there doesn't have the date and time on it. But I'm looking. Look, they may have been in the time capsule. When's the last time you saw a pop top like that? That was in some of the digging. Well, the Guidestones were right there on top of that little hill. And I would imagine some of the stuff had to blow this far out. This is 5 acres that was donated to the county of Elberton. But I'm going to look for a few more pieces of the what's left of the stone, and that's it. But yeah, this is where they stood. X marks the spot. Right there's where the piece was with the hole in it that told the time, the date of the year every day at 12 o'clock. There's some good pieces of it. There's a smooth. That was a front piece. That this is Guidestone Road right here. It does make me wonder why they were in such a hurry to take them down. It looked like they were pretty sturdy, the ones that were left. That's the small gate that you have to walk into. There's a video I have where I'm flying a drone a few years ago, and this is where the the granite slab was that told about the Guidestones that claimed there were a time capsule underneath it, and they're claiming there was nothing in the time capsule, or there wasn't even a time capsule. And the stones stood right on top of that little mound right there on top of that sand. The one that blowed up would have been the one. It's actually marked here. If you can see that. Those lines right there. That's how wide it was, and it coming this direction. There was one stone right there. There was one at that mark, one here, one there, and this X is where the center stone was. And this is the first day that the tents were down and you could actually even come up this road. And I just wanted to see if there were anything left of the stones, and I have got a few small pieces. And it must have been a pretty good explosion to turn that granite into this, but they also did tear it down. So I thought maybe a piece would have even landed here. It's like they never existed. It's crazy. There's a piece of the Guidestone, and that was, I guess that was from the explosion, and that's probably a good uh, 60 foot from where it happened. But that's where they stood. Um, that's where they dug up the supposed to have been time capsule. They had a big piece of granite on top of that, and they found nothing underneath there. And there was a um, plaque over here that told about them. And that is one of the security cameras that caught the guy running, and that's one that caught the car. But I've drove by these things probably 3 times a week forever. Now it looks like they never were here. This is Guidestone Road, Elberton, Georgia. I do have a few small pieces that I picked up of what's left of the Guidestones. That's the camera. And I would imagine there's a lot more footage that they're just not releasing, because I know they say they keep referring to them as a group of people. So I guess it's probably more than 2 people that were in the vehicle. But this is where the one that were. This is marked out where. That's where the one was that was blew up, and the center stone was right here where the X was. And the other camera is right there. And those cameras are old. They've been here for forever. I remember they were vandalized. Somebody spray painted probably 7, 8, 10 years ago, and they put those up. But it was up on a little hill. Um, yeah, I've been trying to get here for a couple days. The first day it was all blocked off with the GBI. Um, there was a police car just turned around down at the bottom of the hill. I imagine they probably watching this place pretty good to see if I don't think somebody would come back. That would be sort of stupid, but it's sort of dangerous that someone's running around blowing stuff up. But in Elberton, they still use a lot of dynamite to blast the granite out of the ground with. So it could even be someone who works with it. But I mean, they haven't confirmed it was any kind of dynamite or released what kind of explosive it was. But you can, if you're here, you probably see most of the granite leaves Elberton on a train and transfer truck. But just if you stood here for an hour, you would probably see 4 or 5 tons of granite just go right up the road. Um, and a lot of people sell uh, granite countertops. It's a pretty easy business to get into if you have access to Elberton and actually know someone. So, yeah, that's the camera. They caught the guy running. I'm gonna say that's I don't know, that's several years old, but it's not as old as the one over there. That one looks. That security camera on the footage that was released did not even have um, date and time on it. But yeah, that's we're standing on top where the time capsule's supposed to have been, right here. They dug down 6 foot, didn't find anything. That piece of granite went to the Elbert County Museum, and I don't know what they did with the big slabs. I did see it leaving on what looked to be like a National Guard truck. I didn't. I seen it pulled up here the other day, and I imagine that's where it went. But um, I guess that's all there is to see here. I'm going to mute this and get a picture of the road sign down at the bottom. I had that muted, but yeah, I knew the police would show up. He turned around. So this is Guidestone Road right here. Um, I'm just gonna let this run for a little bit on mute, just in case I get pulled over or anything. But I am going to mute this microphone. All right, well, I'm going to end this here, and I just want to get a few pictures of that. Um, but yep, that's what's left. What about that place?